Hello, 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 and welcome to Larger Curves today. Thank you for there. So, thanks for tuning in to Larger Curves today. We're going to be recapping Love and Marriage DC and Love and Marriage Huntsville today on Larger Curves. And you might have saw it posted earlier, but for some reason, what had happened was it just kept on buffering every time somebody would watch it. And so I decided to make a new one. I hope this one is playing all right. I hope this one is playing okay. So, anyway, I was thinking about these episodes of Love and Marriage franchises over there on OWN, and I must say that I love it. Okay? I love it. I think that Carlos King is doing a fantastic job of representation in the entertainment streets, okay? For melanated, successful couples, keeping it together, putting it together, working it out, working it over, relationships. And so the Love and Marriage franchises, hats off to you for the entertainment, for the insight, for the vulnerability, for the, just all of it. Thank you. Ah. Excuse me. Oh, that's delicious. Have you guys tried these new Evian Mind Waters? They're really good. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. So if I go here, thanks for tuning in again. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. And hit that bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video. Okay, so I think that fixed it. I don't know what was happening earlier. Like I said, I it was just buffering and buffering. I don't know why it did that. It had even passed. Sorry about that. It even passed my buffering threshold. You know that buffering threshold, that place where something will take a minute to load and you have an internal countdown that starts? And it's not like in the front of your mind countdown. It's more like mid mind, I'd give it. Not all the way back mind, because you got things to do other than let something load that usually pops up faster than that anyway. So the buffering threshold was so long that even I clicked off my own video because you always have to go back and watch it, right? So for some reason, it just buffered and buffered and buffered. And so I just decided to redo it just in case. So here we are again talking about the Love and Marriage franchises. And my first reel is about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Did I already ask you to smash that like button and smash the subscribe button if you haven't already? Thank you. And hit that bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video. Thank you. And share this with a friend because we are friends over here in the curvy community of Largy Curves. And I love each and every one of you, my beautiful curvies. Oh, so fabulous. Oh, I was telling you guys in the earlier video that was buffering and everything that I apologize for my absence. And I have a note from the universe, and the note is an excused absence from the universe because I was goaling. And in my goaling, thank you, Stephen Crisco, for the shout out. In my goaling, I was able to accomplish getting my insurance license. So that's to sell life insurance and health insurance and annuities kind of stuff also. So I'm really excited about that. And because, like if I'm going, then definitely you're going. And if you're going and we're going, then that makes enough room for the next person to be going. And then we're all going towards goals, and there's no time for all the drama that we get to get in these entertainment streets. Okay. So shout out to Goaling, and thank you for understanding and supporting and wishing me well on my journey to become in a life agent is what they call it. I think is what they call it. Anyway, so um yes, so thank you for putting up with my absence. I've missed you so much. I totally was like, doing training and being like, oh, I could be talking about like everything from what the Kevin Samuels we didn't get to talk about. Freaking Nene finally dropped a lawsuit, a 92-page complaint. Thank you, Nene. And then all the stuff that ensued after that. What else has been happening? Oh, the ladies on New Jersey with their freaking bronzer, with their bronzer at the reunions, and Teresa, and oh my gosh. And then they had the premiere of Beverly Hills. Thank you very much. Real Housewives franchise. And the whole time, I'm like trying not to really support all that over there. So, because of what Nene said she went through, and now what even Monique is alluding that she went through also in those streets over there at Bravo. Now, Monique's uh, situation didn't have anything to do with Andy. She said Andy's outstanding, but she did say that production over there at Bravo wanted to cast her in a certain light and treated her a certain way. You know what I mean? Which we as viewers saw that too. So, yeah, kudos that she spoke out about it and that she's getting a second chance over on Love and Marriage DC, you guys. Now, Love and Marriage DC, I'm very excited about because yeah. Don't get me asleep. Let's see. Sorry, I should have done so. Okay, let's leave it there. I like that one. Okay. So, like I was saying, what was I saying? I was talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, these streets. Anyway, if I can't remember, leave a comment. What was I talking about? We're going to move on because in the recaps that we're going to be covering tonight, there's some background story that you should be made aware of, which is the reason I started Larger Curves channel was after the Monique Samuels and Candace Dillard Bassett altercation on Real Housewives of Potomac. And I didn't find many channels that I could go and like commiserate with about my feelings about that altercation. So obviously, me saying that should let you know, if you know anything, that I was probably of the lesser crowd, which was Candace was not warranted that ass whooping that she got from Monique. And that regardless of what words came out of a grown woman's mouth to another grown woman, the other grown woman should have kept her hands to herself at all costs, especially because she teaches her own daughters to keep their hands to themselves, hopefully. Because, sticks and stones will break your bones, but names will never hurt you, right? Or words will never hurt you, unless you're doing some kind of real magic spell and then it hurts or whatever. So I guess that saying is out of here. It depends on how you feel. I'm not trying to negate anybody's feelings. And I'm saying have enough self-control in these situations to restrain yourself from mollywopping somebody who happens to be at least 2 feet shorter than you. Okay? And so that is how I started Larger Curves. That is why I started Larger Curves, was because I felt like I wanted to talk to other like minds that possibly thought that, fist to cuff should be used at different times and not by ladies for lunch. You know what I'm saying? And forgive me if you don't agree. I'm sorry if you didn't know that's how it came to be over here at Large Curves. And I hope you continue to ride with me, because it felt like the nation was polarized, like it was Trump versus Biden, about who deserved the ass whooping and who didn't deserve an ass whooping, and that whole situation on Real Housewives of Potomac. So let me be the first to say that I am hopeful and looking forward to seeing Monique Samuels and Chris Samuels in a new light. And I'm all about redemption, and I'm all about second chances, and I'm all about not letting moments define you, as Monique Samuels and Carlos King were talking about in the recent podcast that Carlos has, where he interviewed Monique Samuels, and they both were saying, yeah, don't let this moment define you. Don't let this moment define you. Talking about when Monique chose to put her hands on Candace Dillard Bassett. And I'm proud that she's not letting it define her. And also in that interview, what I heard Monique and Carlos discuss was that Monique apologized and was feeling some type of remorse for the altercation that she had with Candace Dillard Bassett. And let me just say that I, as a viewer, have the image ingrained in my mind. The words, the whole situation on replay, because that's what it was on TV, and everything was on replay about the attack and the altercation between the two ladies. So what I'm gonna need, even though I'm willing to let bygones be bygones, what I'm gonna need is for Monique Samuels to apologize in a public way, that we as the viewers get the closure that we deserve, because we became a part of the altercation as bystanders, being able to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? When we saw that, and so we're left with all these feelings. Everybody chose a side, and now she's moved on, which is fabulous. I'm not saying it's not. And I'm saying that as a viewer, I would love to see and hear her speak directly to Candace Dillard Bassett in a manner that is respectful and authentic and sincere. And I would love that if Monique Samuels could do that and humble herself a little teeny tiny, y'all seen The Wiz? A teeny tiny bit. If they could humble themselves a teeny tiny bit and let us, the public, see her sincerely, authentically, like we feel it, to apologize. Because the apologies that we've been having so far are I told my therapist I was sorry. Yeah, my people know I'm sorry, but we haven't seen a sincere apology, because what you did at the reunion wasn't a sincere apology. Anyway, I'm just offering that to Carlos and to Monique to consider some type of public apology for such a public mollywhopping. Moving on. Also, we didn't get to talk about the Nene Leakes situation, but here it is. We didn't get to talk about the Nene Leakes situation, but Monique Samuels has mentioned in her return to a whole network where she has Black producers and the Black creator of the show, Carlos King, and it's obviously on OWN, which used to be owned by Oprah. I don't know if it still is. Hopefully it is. So it's all Black, everything Black. And so we can hope that it's a wonderful, different experience over here, right? Because what Nene said happened to her at Bravo, as much as the production of wanting to cast her in a certain light that she didn't want to participate in anymore, that was also something that I believe Monique Samuels said, allegedly. So I'm glad to see that Monique got out alive and is able to thrive on a whole other network. And I'm wishing her all the best over there in the Love and Marriage DC streets. Now, we're going to start off with the Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're going to start off with the Love and Marriage Huntsville. With the Love and Marriage Huntsville. Look, I just keep saying it because it's not popping up. We're going to...
It's the truth.
You mean it's worth it to you?
All right, man. Hopefully you can continue to be patient. You've been patient for a while.
So this isn't Love and Marriage.
Oh, decade.
Friend. He was there with a friend.
I can't sit down with a sit down.
Oh.
So every kid's after missing the book.
About you?
Talking about like the
For energy right here. I like that.
20 girlfriends.
I don't know. Ask Tisha. It's her daddy.
So I told you I was doing Love and Marriage in reverse, okay? Because I wanted to reverse dissect all of this, okay? And in the reversing and the dissecting, and we're reverse engineering what we're trying to ingest as viewers over here, and what are they exactly trying to have us over here understand, right? Like, what's the programming over here that they're really putting down? So this is from the after show, and I'll come back to it. It's hilarious. But we're going to back into the episode since we're hitting Love and Marriage Huntsville in reverse. Oh. And start with Tisha pulling up on Marceau. Tisha pulls up on Marceau at Black. And that's because earlier she told her mama, you know, Mom, I trust Marceau. I know what goes on in my household because every time I know where Marceau is, he was exactly where he said he was going to be. I can pull up at any time and he's going to be where he said he was going to be, Mom. And she's like, oh, okay. But do you know da-da-da-da? And so the episode ends with Tisha pulling up to Black, talking about you inside, to Marceau Scott. And Marceau Scott is like, yeah, why are you here? And she's like, yeah, I'm in the front. So he's like, I'll be out in a second, just like she said. So she was testing her theory in front of the cameras for efficacy of how she can trust what her man says.
Because you don't believe I say anyway, so figure it out on your own.
And then they're doing flashbacks
I would still be
of
with Marceau.
Marceau
I don't
and
think you know.
Tisha's other previous conversations
So did you personally take
that
some champagne
may
for her?
have
Now
cheated
tell the truth.
what happens if I did?
I
on
need you to answer the question, sir.
No.
I'm
Tisha.
talking to you. I
And
want
that
you
he
to tell
flirts.
me. I asked you a direct question. I want a direct answer.
If you had an outside child and I found out about it on social media,
I would divorce you and take back everything you have.
Hey, girl.
hey,
Challenging.
well, how are the kids after
So,
missing the
and
book
then in
study?
this episode,
I mean, to be
I
real,
loved
though,
it
it
because
was tough for them, especially
Martel
Mariah.
was
So I met
able
with Mel.
to
Yeah.
And
Martel was able
why
to
weren't you there? Why wasn't the
say
she
exactly
mentioned
what
that
I've been
she had to go
saying,
out of
you
town. It was
guys,
her uncle's funeral,
that
so they went to go visit family.
Martel was able to say exactly what I've been saying about Melody, which is that she brings a person on as a friend, and that friend happens to get at or attack. When I say get at, it's in a negative way in this time. Like get at in a negative way to her previous friend that she brought on the previous season. Let's go through it. So, Melody brings with Tisha the first season, introduces her as a friend. Then by the next season, she has Destiny, right? And then by the next season, she has Tiffany. And now we're in season 4 and she has Stormi. Now let's go back to the beginning one more time. She brings on Tisha. When she brings on Destiny the next season, Destiny and Tisha at first don't get along real good. Like she's not messing with Tisha a lot. And Tisha is slowly replaced by Destiny. So then in season 3, here comes Tiffany. And remember when Tiffany came in hot on Destiny's heels, like she needed ankles, and Destiny's were the season of the day. She comes in all hot, talking about Kimmy's kids and Destiny's husband at the hotel. Remember that, y'all? And her and Destiny semi-recovered from that, because I don't think that they are like have each other's back kind of friends, as we're going to see. And now Stormi comes on this season. And Stormi comes on, and first time we see her at the pajama party, she gets into it with Tiffany, remember? And ends up calling Tiffany a bitch and walking away. And then she gets into it with Destiny over and over and over again. And then this most recent episode at the Galentines event, it was like for such a double standard reason on top of it. What I'm saying Martel does in this particular scene that we're going to see from Instagram, Love and Marriage Huntsville, at Love and Marriage Huntsville official, I think. You're going to hear Martel as a person that's known Melody for all of this time on a personal level, knows how she moves for real. And I'm not even on I don't even like Martel like that, y'all. I think he is so the root of so many issues and problems. But even with that said, he knows how Melody moves. He's going to tell Whitlow right here that the only reason Melody has anybody around her is because they're do girls and yes girls, and that they do her bidding. So like I just said, Stormi came in hot on Tiffany and now Destiny. And now we have her ex saying this.
Well, she just didn't share it with me. If she would have shared it with me, like,
oh yeah, this is some BS about
And I was like, we don't
wham. Martel's crying about, oh, she should have communicated with him. See, I told y'all, I don't even like Martel half the time. And I feel how I feel about what I just said. But all this crying about, oh, she should have shared it with me. She doesn't have to share her where she going, who she going with. No more. That part I don't agree with.
So if Melody had a funeral to attend, she definitely should have communicated with me that the kids were going to be down south if they're at a funeral. It doesn't matter what it is, just communicate that with me. Do not just not show. Text me, call me, email me, something. Because that's the respect that I've given her.
I saw Mel a few days ago. All the girls got together for Galentine's Day.
Did y'all have a good time?
I don't really think that he's given Melody that kind of respect, y'all.
And an event, and we invited everybody to try to bring everybody together. It's Galentines Day. You're supposed to celebrate love and each other and friendship.
Oh.
So everything is going fine. And then I really did feel like Destiny started to mock Stormi in the gap.
Okay, and here we have it again. Destiny only mocked freaking Stormi after Stormi goes in on Destiny for no reason while she's doing the double standard that Melody had just yelled at Tisha about. Anyway, you guys are gonna see. But I don't agree with the narration. But it's all perception also. But I don't agree with Tiffany's narration of the events. They're skewed towards Melody and Stormi, like Destiny was sitting at the Galentine and just went all aggro for no reason, like she ingests steroids in her spare time or something, allegedly, perhaps. I'm just being funny.
Are going at it.
With no licks on or nothing?
No licks, only because people were being held back.
Damn, I can't believe that.
You know what's so funny? Everybody always say, "Oh, Mel acting like Tiffany's bodyguard." Well, now Mel got a bodyguard, Stormi.
Yeah, so then soon as Stormi tell Mel know about something, Stormi's not gonna be a friend. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a do girl. That's all I'm saying. So anybody that's in Mel's corner right now, they're do girls. Give it a little while longer, you won't be there either. Challenging.
Well, how are the kids after missing the
Come out here. You know, I was talking to him.
So you heard him? He said that the only reason they're around her is because they're do girls. They're, like I said, I feel like these ladies are doing Melody's bidding in a way by attacking the friend she doesn't want to mess with no more. And then you can see it in who she coddles after. And you can see it in who she coddles after some type of blow up. You know what I mean? So if you're Destiny's friend so good for so long, then why did you go comfort Tiffany unless you had already told Tiffany to go do that to Destiny? Why didn't you go check on Destiny if it was an unwarranted, unplanned attack? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just how I see it. Let's keep it rolling. In this episode, in this scene, rather, we have Miss Wanda telling freaking Letitia, don't be naive, girl.
Marcel.
He said he was there.
And you know how Marcel is. You know how he gets. He came and I said, well, we got an interview. I'm thinking I'm going to sit down with a sit-down interview. And he take me into the kitchen. And when I go to the kitchen, he like, well, this is what I want you to do. He said, if you want a loan, you need to wash dishes. I said, oh, hell no. I'm not fit to wash no damn dishes. This is your establishment.
That was wrong for Marceau to do that. He really did that, y'all. He really told his mother-in-law that if she wanted money for her baked potato truck, her loaded baked potato truck, that she needed to come in and wash these dishes if she was shadowing him. Not that he was washing dishes, but she needed to wash dishes to shadow him. It was funny.
I thought you was supposed to shadow him.
I'm not going to shadow him.
Well, that's what you agreed to.
Well, I'm sorry.
To shadow him to see how...
I misunderstood that assignment then. You made me mad.
Oh,
and so I just step out. So what I did tell him though, I say,
she so did, y'all. She told him.
And he was like, what you mean? I said, I guess it's because of that picture I seen that everybody out here flashing around. And he was
she's
like,
talking about a picture that's been going around in these YouTube streets from a blogger that is supposedly Marceau Scott laying in a bed that's not his wife's, with no shirt on, apparently knocked out. And they did a side-by-side of Marceau like playing basketball like last season, I think in Vegas, when he didn't have a shirt on.
Okay, I asked
And they did a side by side at the back, and it looks just like it. The whole neck roll and everything, you guys. Not all men have a neck roll. That's a very unique thing. A neck roll in the ear, it's like a mark on a freaking whale or a dolphin. It's not the same. There's no neck rolls that are the same. And it looked very much like Marceau's neck roll.
And if I need to go somewhere where he is, I can pull up at any given moment, and he's going to be exactly where he told me he's going to be.
Let me ask you this though: do you think because you really, really in love with Marceau, you just bypassing all of this and you looking over all of this? I just don't like when I talk to Marceau about a situation like that. He always want to throw me on the back burner, and I don't like that.
He's tired of it. He's tired.
Well, if he's tired of it, then he need to say the truth. He need to bring out the truth.
Said the truth.
I agree.
He never.
Miss Wanda, I agree. It would all go away if he didn't remain so mysterious about it. He could just say, no, I'm not seeing nobody, and put it to bed. But he like stokes the flames with his mystery. You know, people are too damn nosy, especially to be on a reality show. But he also told Wanda that there will never be a receipt. Not that he's not doing anything to make a receipt, just that there will never be a receipt. Now, in the next scene, am I going to play it? The one that is full of gas with Stormi? Oh, no. So this is where we have the double standard happen.
Y'all enough to call me like that, bitch. You ain't got enough. You ain't got enough. You ain't got enough, my girl. You ain't got enough. That's all.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
Come on. Here at this table knows.
We're going to come up on it here. I was going to play some more Love and Marriage Huntsville scene, which is why we were reverse dissecting it, because all the other stuff doesn't really matter when we have all of this drama and stereotypes being thrown around by our own women against our own women. So you thought Kevin Samuels was bad with saying you're a throwaway woman, you're a leftover woman or whatever. We got educated, grown Black women on this show right here. This is my one little pet peeve, y'all. They are throwing around this aggressive word so loosely and so much that as a viewer, I'm like, oh, I'm a little triggered, ladies. I'm used to like white ladies using that word as a weapon against us. I'm not used to us using that word against ourselves as a weapon. And why? I mean, actually, that's not aggressive to display emotion. Actually, it's passion any other time. So for Melody, to me, has been the ringleader with the aggressive word being tossed around so much, starting last season against Destiny. Like she needed to start creating this narrative against Destiny that she was somehow an unwarranted, just angry Black woman, not even realizing Destiny was like going through a divorce, you know, and not even realizing all the other stuff. And even now knowing that she was going through that, it doesn't seem like she has any compassion for Destiny's situation because she's done with Destiny. And right here, Melody, who's done with Destiny, that's what I was just talking about. Melody is telling Tisha how she was upset that she jumped in a conversation at the reunion that was between her and Destiny. So, Melody had just called Letitia a bitch out of nowhere. Let's see if we can see it again.
You said if Melody
At the reunion. So the issue that I... What you gonna do though? Like that? You ain't got enough to call me like that, bitch. You ain't got enough. You ain't got enough. You ain't got enough, my girl. You ain't got enough. That's all.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
Come on. I think everyone here at this table knows
Yeah. I am the.
Got some Timberlands.
Change showed up in my life with just dealing with a lot of trauma, a lot of, as I call them, storm.
We're going to the episode.
Next door to
beginning.
me,
Girl, stop.
speaking negatively.
What did she say?
I don't care what the If I ain't talking to you, I'm talking to her. I did.
First of all, I'm not gonna be your bitch.
No, you can't. You always but she's trying to get in the fight. But she's trying to get in the fight. But you're part of. Well, don't bring me in situations with people that I don't fool with. Like when she called me a bitch.
Everybody can be rah-rah, but
Listen.
like calling people out their name,
Thank
girl.
you. I hate when I'm having a conversation with Destiny and she chimes in, which is the same thing that started it on the stage. Whenever I get done with Love and Marriage Huntsville, I break away from everything and I have to have my own time. Tisha, yes, that's what I said. I break away from everything.
You're talking about me and I'm right here. I'm not gonna act like I'm not here.
I don't need you to chime in when I'm talking, but she and I are trying to get to the bottom of something, so be quiet and let us get to the bottom of it.
You're talking about me. I can
Listen, the only way it's gonna ever work is actually for people to have the opportunity to say what they need to say. But you gotta say it like in a respectful manner, like never
So where
gonna
was
work.
the respectful manner whenever it was girl? Where
No,
was that? Where
male.
you ain't stand up then?
Mel, before you showed up, I said we're not gonna be calling people girls. This is like a tip for the evening. Probably when we're talking to each other and we're trying to like, have these conversations, starting off by saying girl.
It's rude.
It might like.
Can I say bitch?
No. I promise before you ever showed up, I said we can't.
OMG, look, the house is practically full, y'all. Aaron D is in the house. No way. Thank you for popping in, Aaron D. And oh my God, one who cares is in the house. That's right. Big shout out to you guys. I appreciate you, beautiful curvies. Oh, my beautiful curvies. Thank you so much for coming and listening to me do a recap on Love and Marriage DC and Love and Marriage Huntsville, the two creations by none other than Carlos King. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Carlos King is giving us some actual energy. What's good? What's good, Aaron? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited you guys are here. Okay, so we've been talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I was doing a reverse engineering recap where I started at the end and worked my way to the forward because the first scene has to do with the last scene from last week. So I decided to get it handle it that way because I really couldn't get past it, obviously. But this is Melody yelling at Destiny and Tisha for Tisha taking up for Destiny and speaking when she was talking to Destiny. And then what we're going to see this week, you guys, is going to be a continuation of everybody still dressed in the same outfits, continuation of then having Stormi, the new girl, do exactly what Tisha did for Destiny, she's going to do for Melody. And Melody's going to sit there and let it happen like she always does. So there's a whole double standard here thing. So I don't know if Melody is feeling Teresa Giudice about herself on these freaking Love and Marriage Huntsville streets, like everybody has to bow down or something. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But she's acting a little diva-ish, like she's not filming with her ex-husband. No scenes. Not one. She's not talking to him. You know what I'm saying? And now she's like, oh, Tisha's off the list. Yes, Thursday reference. Yes. Because, all the shows have a queen, and all the queens get a day where we as viewers are like, are your pants are you too big for your britches? You know what I'm saying? Like, where we're like, that was even too much for you, So this is that fight.
Be throwing out the girl because it's a negative thing. I promise you, I did.
Hey, nobody listened. What I do know is I'm always very cool, calm, and collected until I match energy. When energy goes elsewhere, I can meet you there too.
So you were saying the op.
That's her word.
So you the op.
I don't know, girl.
But see, y'all not friends. What happened?
Ask her. I'm sure y'all
I'm
talk.
asking you though.
Love for a distance.
Why?
Because that's what she chose.
Why you say that?
Ask her.
Her being the op got to do with y'all.
Ask her.
I'm asking you though.
I don't understand, so ask her.
You gotta have some kind of understanding because you brought it up.
Stormi, that's valid. The valid
She brought it up.
question. I'm saying the valid question is both of them can answer it. I don't know why they're choosing not to, but
I'm asking
they
her.
both can answer. But I'm saying they both can answer the question.
On the real talk, like Mel don't mention y'all to me. Like for real.
That's a beautiful thing.
Like she really has nothing negative to say about y'all ever.
Destiny and I have been able to have a private conversation. And in that conversation, I felt like you asked the things I thought that you wanted to ask, maybe not, but I'll go over them again in terms of why I'm in the place where I am when it comes to the friendship that we had. So, Destiny.
Listen, it won't be that. Not when I'm the moderator.
Okay, moderator, what do you need to say?
No.
So what do you guys make of this so far? Like, in my humble opinion, since Melody had just yelled at Tisha about bringing up anything while she was talking to Destiny, for immediately after that, for Stormi to, like, in the same conversation, be like, interject herself against the lady she was just talking to, feels like, oh, I got your back, girl, tag me in. You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't she just sit there and let these two women have a conversation that obviously needed to happen? And I don't know what's going on. Yes, mellow drama. Yes. I love it, one who cares. Mellow drama. And yes, she is so freaking drama. I'm just like, what's up, Melody? But then we're gonna have, they must have did some wonderful editing, you guys, because all we see is what we're about to see. What I'm showing you is the actual scene that they let us see. What they left on the editing floor for Kimmy to get ready to say, oh, you're not gonna do that. And yes, some people always have to be in the center of everything, definitely. Like, they're all acting like her backing the seat up because she was upset that it's an official "you were my friend" statement from Melody to her in front of everybody too. Like, we just talked the other day. I'm still having questions about why you said what you said. And now we get in front of everybody and you decide to tell me that you had me as a friend. So I can understand Destiny backing up her chair, being like, oh, really had? You know what I mean? I don't think it was like a aggressive, I'm gonna whoop your ass because you don't want to be my friend had. I think it's oh, I finally get an answer, had, and it's had. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even a threat towards anybody for everybody to start using this aggressive word. Watch what I'm saying.
What I'm
based
saying,
on what she just said.
And I feel you, but
She
it was
said had. I reiterated that she said had.
Destiny, but I'm saying, and that's not progress when the person is trying to talk. And
Go,
you're being
Melody.
aggressive with me, and I ain't doing
All right, go ahead, Melody.
I'm good.
I definitely wouldn't go after that.
But you're not Melody, so let Melody
I ain't
speak.
gotta be Mel,
You
but
don't
that,
have to be. Let
don't
her
talk
speak.
to nobody like that though. That's
But
crazy.
yeah, but
go
we having
ahead,
a
Melody.
you
Like,
keep
who
asking
gonna
her
go after that?
conversation.
Yeah, I want to hear for
Okay,
sure.
well, let her talk then.
No, you let her talk.
You let her talk. You said I
let her
wouldn't go
talk.
after that, so let her
I
talk.
wouldn't go after
You wanna no.
Like, for sure, for real.
All right, well then we done.
Good. That what's up.
That's what's up.
Okay. So in that particular little exchange between these two ladies, who do you feel should have shut the fuck up first? Like, Destiny was actually in, this woman that we're looking at, Destiny, was actually in the middle of a conversation with the other lady. And the other lady who's like, that's what's up. That's what's up. She interjected into that conversation. So to me, her not only interjecting herself, but then getting all hyphy is more aggro than Destiny's response to, this bitch just got all aggro on me and I'm not even talking to her. You know what I mean? Like, am I crazy for thinking that Stormi was just being too much? So far, she's got it Tiffany, and now she got it Destiny, and she got it Tisha. Did she get it Tisha? No, not really. Well, kinda. She was just like, just now earlier in this scene, she was telling Tisha that it wasn't really about her, but then in a different scene, she did have something to say about Tisha. So I don't know. I think Stormi's storms are brewing. You know what I'm saying? And she started it. Yeah, she was being too much. I totally agree, Erin. Too much. Because that was all like, what, did you need some camera time? They told you that it was getting ready to stop and a producer came and tapped you on the shoulder and was like, okay, you got 15 minutes to act ass. You know what I mean? Like, what was all that even about? Why not let these two ladies have a fucking conversation? I'm sorry I swore, you guys. Why not let these two ladies have an exchange of thought that didn't have to do with you, Stormi? I just don't understand. And am I crazy, y'all? I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's play it out.
That force up, for sure.
So,
Right.
yeah.
You want to be like me? I feel that. I feel that. I receive.
If anything, to me, since it was Destiny, the topic of conversation, and Destiny actually in the conversation, I feel like Stormi wants to be like Destiny to a degree.
That what's up? Okay, wait, what? I want to be like me too.
Yeah, you should.
And I don't think that Destiny was mocking her. I think she was just saying what she said back to her to annoy her. That kind of mock. I don't think she was like mocking her accent because it's a country accent. No, Stormi, nobody cares about your country tongue. You got a country tongue. At least your accent isn't as thick as Wanda's, her and her communication. And all of those words, she just all over the words. No, it wasn't that, Stormi. So Stormi is too much. Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't think of that. Yeah, like totally. She's totally just pretending for the camera. She wanted some smoke. Destiny's in her emotions. She gave her the smoke she was looking for. It was a moment for both of them. But with all the aggressive, aggro words being hurled at Destiny now, for this is coming on 2 seasons, you guys. They must be setting Destiny up to either for an exit as an angry black woman, she was crazy anyway type exit, or something. I don't know what they're gonna do.
I ain't mad at you.
You shouldn't be.
I ain't gonna lie. I want to be like me too.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Destiny, you don't want to do that with me.
You don't want to do that with me, Stormi.
You really don't want to do that with me.
You don't want to do that with me.
You
don't know me.
What you gonna do though? You ain't got enough to call me like that, bitch. You ain't got enough. You ain't got enough. You ain't got enough, my girl. You ain't got enough. That's all you got. That's like, turn your brother heel.
Next door to me. Girl, stop.
Okay, so that whole stand-up part, that was a little aggro. Okay, a lot aggro, you guys. I'll call a spade a spade. That was a lot aggro, and that was a lot from Destiny. It was on the heels of Tisha standing up, so that's obviously the stand-up side of the table. And but can you imagine the editing, you guys? The editing that it left freaking so much out that's all we saw. Because to me, that wasn't a reason to stand up. And now there's this talk of the chair got thrown someplace, you know? So it's just crazy to me. Let's keep going.
Negative. Don't next door to
Change showed up in
Okay. So like I said, we're going to do a real 10-minute recap. And we started from the back. Now we're here. Where Tisha goes up to Marceau at the end of the episode and tells Marceau, I need to talk to you in the car. You need to meet me in the parking lot. And we need to talk, baby. And they do flashbacks of all the conversations of infidelity and all the rumors brought up before in front of their Black Cigar Lounge. Shout out to Black Enterprise. I love it when they show that on Instagram. And all the other shows also. And then we have the Whitlows meeting up with Martel, remember? And I needed to show you guys this. I thought I heard her say this. Wait. I thought I heard Tiffany Whitlow. That's what she said. Look, you guys. Did you see that? Look, she says, bitch, I am the house to her husband. And we see later on this season in the trailers that Smokey the Bear right here is not in his best feelings about their actual sexual relationship, him and Tiffany. And like he is yearning for some loving and she's not coming up off of nothing. And this conversation right here where she ends it with saying, bitch, I am the house to her man. Like, look, y'all. I've been married since, yes, that's a statement, right? I've been with my dude since 1996. We married in 2007. You know, I never have called him a bitch specifically, ever. And I wouldn't. Not in jest, not in the heat of the moment. It's just not a word that naturally rolls out of my mouth when I'm speaking to my husband. Even when I'm mad. And so this says so much to me about the state of their relationship. And dare I say that Marceau Scott had a point when he said the Whitlow Smokey the Bear is nobody to be given marriage advice? Dare I say he was correct? Because if your wife who snuck wed you is now holding out on sex with you. And you guys are only a year in. Look, y'all, they only been married like for what, 11 months or something crazy? And she's already not having sex with him and calling him bitch in front of other men who she complimented greatly and heavily at the beginning of this interaction. Okay? I see writing on a wall. So then Martel was also talking about in this episode. Yes, that is so disrespectful. No way, disrespect. Yeah, I would never. Like, I'll call him an asshole every once in a while if he's acting like an asshole. But I'm not going to ever call him a bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's just not right. Especially not in front of no other dude. That's just disrespecting in a whole nother level. So then also we had that, it's kind of loud, sorry about that. There we go. And then we had that Tiffany brought up that she talked to Mel. And Mel said that the reason she didn't bring the kids to the book signing was because she had a funeral to go to. And she didn't tell Martel. And Martel had the audacity, you guys, the audacity to say, oh, she needed to have told me where she was going. She should have communicated with me. I always respect her and tell her everything and tell her all of it. And she needs to deal me the same favor. Okay. So I agree with Martel on him calling Melody's actions with, using friends as pawns out. I agree with that part. But I don't agree with this part, Martel. You sound stupid on crazy talking about Melody's a reason for some not wanting to communicate with you after all the disrespect that you did to Miss Melody Shari Holt used to be. You know what I'm saying? And then in this scene right here is when Miss Wanda went over to Tisha and was telling her that Marceau told me, girl, that he was in Atlanta, which is where this picture was supposedly taken of this man's shoulder with this neck fat that looks like Marceau's neck fat, Letitia. He said that he was in Atlanta with a friend that you knew about, Letitia. And this is right after Letitia said, well, I know everything that's going on and we talk all the time and I know this and I know that. And then her mom said that and Letitia said, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about that. So, but I love that Letitia was saying, you know, Mom, I think I'm good because I can pull up on Marceau at any time and he'll be exactly where he said he was. So I agree with that. That's how me and my man got it. That's a good way to be. If you where you said you was gonna be at and I could just pull up there anytime, then we good. What's the issues, you know? So in this scene, I was like, what? Stormi is a windstorm or something? Because she was like, we just saw the scene rather, you guys. We just saw the scene where Stormi kicked it off with Destiny. And now when Melody runs to Stormi's side to see, oh, are you okay, new best friend? That was so rough last night at the Galentines. Are you okay? Stormi's like, oh, well, Destiny was just so aggressive with me for no reason. It was for no reason. Is she always like that? Oh, thank you, Aaron D. Yeah, that is a good relationship. Knock on wood. And that was in my head this time. But yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. But but like I said earlier, you guys, Melody has this habit of showing you who she's loyal to now by who she runs after when things happen. So her running after Stormi, after an unwarranted interjection in a talk with Destiny, it says so much because it confirms what even Martel said about how she like uses you until like she hangs out with you because you're a yes girl. So Stormi sticking up for Melody was a yes girl. She was a do girl, just like Martel said she needed. Okay, this is when Marceau was so freaking messy because he was like, Wanda's in the mess hall. She was supposed to be shadowing Marceau, y'all. And her and Kimmy were talking about it later in the episode. She was supposed to be shadowing Marceau. He comes in, he takes her in the kitchen where some dirty dishes are waiting. And he's like, oh, if you wash these dishes, we can talk further. And I'm with Wanda. I'm like, I'm shadowing you. Your hands ain't wet. Why am I getting my hands wet with my new nails? Why am I doing that? So I was with her on that. It was hilarious. Needless to say, there was no shadowing in the episode. This scene right here was interesting to me because Marceau Scott, who got caught lying at the reunion, saying he wasn't in Atlanta, and then the picture came out that he was in Atlanta, and then they kind of just totally glossed over it, like nobody came out and said, oh, I lied, yeah, I don't know, and this is why I lied, or nothing. Like, we don't know nothing. We just know he is a liar now, and pray that Kimmy doesn't get caught up, right? But this scene was cute because it started with him bringing her breakfast in bed, and then he proceeded to sit down next to her and talk, and they were talking about Jalen, their son, who also is the manager for Black Cigar Lounge for Letitia and Marceau Scott. They were saying that Jalen is having a housewarming for that house that they did for Jalen. And since Kimmy's in charge of the guest list, if Melody doesn't come, is it okay if Martel comes? And I thought we needed to look at this because word is on the street, and Melody has said as much, is that she doesn't have any plans on filming with Martel or talking to Martel. Like, there's not going to be any scenes with Martel. She said that before the season started, and we've seen it demonstrated. Well, did freaking the Scott brother right here tell us even more? Let's look at the subtitles, you guys. Let's see, because I think the way he said it was really interesting to me. The way Marcel Scott said it. And we're going backwards, don't forget, because I was doing Love and Marriage Huntsville in reverse. So, what's up? We don't need to talk. Martel is saying that, you know, why are you mad at me? I don't ever do anything. I'm not even around people. And and Kimmy was saying, well, I just don't like that we got brought into your mess, because that's the only reason her husband is now a liar, is because if the picture didn't come out at Martel's cheating night out in Atlanta, then she and her marriage and her relationship would not have got dragged into it. And then he was commenting under posts and everything. So I think it's kind of weird that Maurice right here, that Maurice in his bald head was trying to broker a forgiveness friendship with him and Kimmy, with Martel and Kimmy. I don't think that was necessarily right. I don't think it's in his wife's best interest to forgive that fool right now. And that especially since he got caught in a lie while Martel was cheating on Melody specifically. You know, right after he said he would have got up and walked away or whatever he said. Okay, so let's see. He says, whatever foolishness, I prefer if people leave me out of it, she was saying. And then I want to get to what he was saying, because Maurice really literally says, he's like, I know you're not filming with Mel. And Mel's, you're all not supposed to be in the same place. Did you guys see that? That was the statement. It was so weird. Isn't that weird? Y'all not supposed to be in the same place. That was so weird. Y'all are not supposed to be in the same place. That's deep. So that means no wonder Melody is acting like Teresa Giudice. She does have pull. If everybody on set, including the lawyer of the crew, is like, yeah, y'all aren't supposed to be in the same place. That's deep, huh, you guys? Now, this is like the first time on a reality show that I've ever seen something like this happen, where you're literally not filming with the other person that you came in with to such a degree, but it's okay for production and the rest of the show. You know what I mean? Usually there's some kind of blowback or pushback from the rest of the cast, but it seems like people are just really trying to work around this whole new landscape of relationship where Melody is unable to have an altercation with Baby Shirts. That was my name for Martel, you guys, Baby Shirts. So I just wanted to get to that statement also in that scene. This scene was also really cute because at the end of the scene, Maurice pulls out suitcases and they on their way to Miami, you guys. And they went from no vacations to, he packed her bag without her knowing, gave her breakfast in bed and got the plane tickets already. Come on, baby, let's go. Kind of weekend plan for him and his boo, you guys. Because I'm telling you, traveling, there's nothing like some good traveling love. There's nothing like some good traveling love. So, okay. And then the episode starts where we left off with everybody still at the Galentines. And Melody ended up walking out because Tisha was like, you need to stop talking about my marriage without proof. Where's the proof, Melody? And all Melody kept saying is, I don't lie. I don't lie. I don't lie. I don't lie. And all Letitia is saying is, shut your effing mouth without the proof. Show me the proof you've been talking about. Show me. She's like, you stayed with your man for 3 additional years after you told me you thought he was cheating on you. You had a baby with him after infidelity was proven in your relationship. So all I'm asking you for, Melody, is proof before you say another damn word. And you keep on saying that I don't lie. Isn't proof. Proof is coleslaw on Instagram Live with her now baby. That's proof. Yeah, you can't blame her for wanting proof, Aaron D. You are spot on with that. And as a woman invested in a relationship with years and children and property and businesses and money tied up and taxes tied up and life tied up hand in hand, you need a lot of proof. And then you need your kind of proof. Because to Melody's proof, when Coleslaw called her a year into the 5-year cheating relationship, allegedly, called Melody talking about, you stupid, your man was just eating my whatever last night. You're stupid for staying with him. A year in, those type of phone calls were happening, you guys, allegedly. To me, that's proof. When a whole other bitch calls my house and says some stuff about my man, and she got my number, and she has like, oh, and if he was missing that night or whatever, that's never has it ever happened. Praise the Lord. Never has it ever happened. And had that ever happened? That would have been proof. That would have been a version of proof. But for her to keep on, like, really at this point attacking Letitia, I hate to say it, like, I don't even get down with Letitia half the time. I feel like she's not always culpable, and she can do some stuff that I don't necessarily agree with like, I can't even name a specific right now, but for some reason, Letitia hasn't been high on my radar. But in this particular instance, in seeing how Melody is playing herself and Letitia, I have a different feeling for Letitia, where I'm like, oh, this is what you're talking about when you said she's trying to ruin your marriage. This is what you're talking about when she said, oh, you're trying to speak of my marriage in a negative light. Because all you're doing is talking. You're not giving me no proof so that I can make the next decision I need to make, sis. Especially since you supposedly got proof that you already talked about. And so either produce the proof, either come up off the chits, or kick rocks. Oh, wow. Yeah, turn it on. Either come up off the chits or kick rocks. You know, they used to call receipts chits back in the day. You know, they used to end their day and count the chits. CHITS, chits. And so I guess you could say I'm with the chits. Because I want the same thing Letitia wants. Proof is all that matters, Aaron D. Talk is cheap. So for Melody to be so upset that Letitia asked for proof, when that's the same thing that she needed before she left that man 4 kids later with a baby. Because like Letitia said, and I don't even think Letitia was saying that against little mama, the little baby that got born the last year of the whole trying to reconcile, not reconcile. I left you anyway for the other lady, but you filed for divorce first situation with her and Martel. When that all happened, Letitia didn't seem like happy or joyful about it. We didn't hear Letitia say much about what she may or may not have heard about that. I don't recall that really happening. Somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I mean, if she brought it up before or separately before the rest of the world found out about coleslaw, it wasn't like we didn't find out about coleslaw because of Letitia. That's what I'm saying. And so for Melody to have from day one on the show implied, said, stated, whispered, yelled, rolled her neck, however she was delivering the information of the rumor that Marceau Scott is a cheater, Melody Holt is definitely the bearer of that news. And so that's like, I'm like, really, Melody? When you look at it really, really deep, you're like, really, Melody? That's how you're trying to place this? And now you're acting like you don't know why she's mad that you're trying to destroy her marriage, because you've been saying that stuff about her marriage for this long. You don't have proof. And you knew the entire time that your dude was the one cheating. You knew the entire time that your dude was the one cheating, Melody. So I don't understand how Melody could pretend like she doesn't know where the smoke is coming from. Because me and Aaron D didn't hear it. We didn't hear it. And because it hasn't been said, it's Melody who's perpetuating these things. Okay? And I didn't really appreciate it. But that's my Love and Marriage Huntsville in reverse. And look, they got Destiny feeling like she's crazy. And you know, young girl got a baby. She could be in postpartum still, y'all. You know, postpartum lasts 5 years per child. Per birth. It's 5 years per birth. So if you have a baby, it's 5 years for that baby. And while you're still in partum, while you're still within postpartum, you conceive again. So then you have another 5 years that triggers again. Thank you, Aaron D. I appreciate that. OMG. I appreciate that. Gotta drink a little water. Now, I did want to just do the intro for who's it's called and what's it is. And that's going to be this way.
Go deeper of what you mean.
Fighting for our family. Like, you know, I feel
This
like
is
I'm
the
working. I feel like I'm a good man. I feel like I'm supportive. And like I say, it's
Love
worth
and
it. Be
Marriage
patient.
DC.
You know, you're going to get it.
Shout
the results
out
you've been looking for.
To
That's
Love
why I've
and
been asking
Marriage
for this list.
Huntsville
That's why I've been
official
asking for you to
page
be more
at
deep and to
Instagram.
let me know who you are. Because I don't want it to be what I think you should be.
Thanks, Aaron D, for that subscription.
I'm not ready to turn it in yet. Like I've been
She
saying.
never said anything.
All right, I'm telling you now.
OMG. No way.
Just of who I am, things that I like about myself, and things that I can work on. Passionate about stuff like that. I missed the mark because I didn't quite understand exactly what you wanted in the list.
You told me you was gonna give it to me in a week, and it's been over a month. It was almost like since we wasn't meeting with Terry, you just disregarded it. Like, I ain't gonna do it. After 10 years almost of marriage, seeing the same pattern, I'm being triggered because I already know the end result. He doesn't want to do the work.
Let me
I literally said, I still want my list.
All right, that's fine. You're right.
Then,
I don't want to go tit for tat. You're right.
Can you please admit to me right now?
I just said you're right. I just said it a second ago.
No. You said you're right, and then you started giving excuses about your list and how you want to take your time.
Moni, you're right. I honestly, I can't remember the details
Let
on
me
it.
finish what I'm trying to. I didn't get the question out. Let me finish get my question out.
You just said, can I admit it? Yeah.
You didn't even let me finish. At that moment, did you feel as though it wasn't important? That's what I felt from you.
Well, I didn't want you to feel that way. I wouldn't.
I'm not asking that.
Oh,
I'm
you
asking you directly.
No, because we weren't meeting with her, so I didn't
Oh,
think
I
that I had
thought
to have
so,
it presented.
actually. I actually thought so, Aaron D.
No, I know it's important because the way you stressed it the last time, the first
So if you know it's important, then why would you say, well, we're not meeting with Terry, so I don't think I have to do it.
Over here.
I love my wife. I'm crazy about her. But at this point right now, I don't think I can say anything.
That's his lady with him? Oh, he made it. Wow, he actually showed up. I just hope he behaves himself, doesn't do nothing crazy, doesn't do nothing to piss me off. Can I rap too?
Me and Dad, we haven't spoken like 5 or 6 months. I think we both ignoring each other, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna make the first step in person, and we're gonna get past this.
The thing I do want to do is clear the air. It was where my head was at. Like, I was still hanging around the wrong people, getting high every day. And that did make a lot of my decisions, like, poor. And I used to always tell myself, like...
Your dad and I had a conversation about you yesterday at dinner. Okay. And I was just bringing up the fact that...
I got on radio day, gym, radio, club.
These are all the new couples.
Trying to finish up on this DC.
From Love and Marriage DC.
I'm really excited about my special guest. Winston Williams is a friend of mine, and her story is literally going to change lives tonight. I can feel it.
I love your hair. You know, it's that you got things have changed, but things have changed. First thing I saw was her hair. 9 times out of 10, when you doing something.
Okay, we can stop and talk about that. I want to share, and my original account doesn't let me share on Facebook. Oh, awesome. Excellent. I appreciate that. Yes. Share. Thank you so much for sharing. Sharing is caring, you guys. Look, so this lady right here is named Winter. And in the premiere episode, she went from looking like the lady with the auburn reddish hair with a full head of hair to looking like the lady with a awkwardly shaved head. And not only is it awkwardly shaved, but it still is a track, you guys. And you can see, it's so weird that you can see so much of it. Like you can practically see the weft. And she knew she was going to be on TV. And they let her on the TV like that. Like I would have put a fedora on or something fabulous or something until at least I had enough hair to cover my weft appropriately. Because it's just so bizarre that she would debut with this patchwork of a hairdo, and I really don't understand it. And shout out to mental health. But her story was devastating, you guys. So basically, the reason she cut her hair is most likely, allegedly, probably that her husband of 10 years cheated on her with the nanny, had a baby on the way with the nanny, and there was a second secret baby. Yeah, well, actually, Erin D, I'll give it to you. She looks more real. So yeah, stay real then. Don't put that weft. You see that sharp angle that almost looks like a widow's peak right in front? It was just very distracting and awkward and off-putting. And it was just, I don't know, I felt like she didn't have a real girlfriend to be like, Winter, let me cover your track better. You know, that's the moral of my story really, is everybody needs a good girlfriend to tell you when to cover your tracks.
Then drastic to yourself, you know that a girl is going through something.
Hey, Alice, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Wow, this is so beautiful. We need this type of energy right here. I like that.
Shout out to Black Enterprise, Not the Lazy Moms event kicked off
thank y'all
tonight.
so much for coming out tonight. There was so much that I did not know when I became a mom. We have our online community.
So Arena and I know each other through the nightlife scene. Her husband throws parties, my husband's a DJ. We've hung out at like some events together.
There are so many.
To tell me Wanda's baby's father.
This is hilarious.
Be in your DM.
Uh-huh.
How old is this man?
I don't know. Ask Tisha, it's her daddy.
The popcorn, you guys.
Is there any truth to what was said?
about you?
Talking about like
About the 20 girlfriends?
So that was pretty much the intro to the couples. And that's all I was really doing on them tonight. I've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes. I haven't been on in a while. And I could talk about like the Kevin Samuels stuff next. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for these recaps. I don't know. Did you guys talk anything about Kevin Samuels in the YouTube streets recently? Do you know who that is? Did you hear about how Pastor Jamal, aka Pastor Holy Whore, Giselle Bryant's ex, then said something last Sunday about it? And then this Sunday, he apologized to the people whose ears he might have offended with his zealous speech. Yes. Okay, so Aaron, there was a YouTuber named Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. And Kevin Samuels used to fancy himself a relationship expert. To me, he would have been on the level of the Whitlows, though, because he was twice divorced and not currently in a monogamous, healthy relationship, or what was even considered a healthy relationship, even if it's not monogamous. So anyway, he would tell Black women specifically that they were low value leftovers if they were over 35 and unmarried, that they didn't deserve to be married, and that something was inherently wrong with them, and men knew it, and that's why they stayed away from them, and they would die alone. That's the kind of stuff he would say to people that looked like his mother, who he supposedly, allegedly was estranged from for many years, as well as his blood daughter. So he got to 1 million subs in these YouTube streets from saying these derogatory, to him true statements about women in relationship to Black men. Now, as a Black woman, I would have never called in on that show and stepped myself up to possibly be berated and verbally abused by that man. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm not into that kind of pain. But a bevy of women helped make him famous by willingly subjecting themselves to his taunts and advice, however ill-advised. So it was a reciprocal relationship in that regard with at least the ladies who called in. So last Friday or so, he's in his apartment with a lady he met at the bar supposedly the night before, who he ended up collapsing on top of and code bluing, and he ended up dying. And he ended up dying alone with a woman who didn't love him, and in a rented apartment. And somebody from his family put up a GoFundMe for the funeral, you guys, talking about he didn't leave a will. Can his subscribers help with a funeral? And it was just the most bizarre thing that he died the way that he said so many Black women would. Top it off, the woman that he collapsed on top of, that he supposedly met in the bar the night before, or however he met her, allegedly, she was a nurse, you guys. And I don't know that she was performing CPR, because she was calling 911 so they could call the front desk and get the defibrillator clear things from the front desk. You know, the things that's when you have to say clear and then you shock the person. So she's on 911 telling them that it's Kevin fucking Samuels. You need to send somebody. I'm a nurse. Okay. Well, he ends up dying, and all of that happened. Everybody was, I'm sad he died alone. I don't wish that for anyone. Exactly. Like, and he was with this lady, but she doesn't know him, so it's technically alone. She's sitting there saying things like, think about your mom, think about your daughter. And supposedly, like I said, he was estranged from both. So yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. So the lady is on the phone trying to get the 911 people to call the front desk. He's coding. She's like, oh, he's turning blue. It's horrible. You have to send somebody. And then the news is that he died. His mother, Kevin Samuels' own mother, ended up finding out from social media that her son had passed. And then the great polarization came. We had all the people who followed Kevin Samuels and genuinely called in. Like Aaron D said, I don't understand why anyone would call in. I don't get it. Yeah. So we had the people that genuinely called in and the men that listened to it and would treat women according to how Kevin Samuels said. And then we had the people like me who were kind of like, well, it's interesting that he would end up speaking into existence the way that he ultimately went. And then you have people who were like, that's what he deserves. Talking about women, talking about black women like that, that was bound to happen, you know? And like Aaron D says here, yeah, we don't wish that for anyone. And our hearts break for his family. Like, we're not wishing this on anybody. And to the black women that called in on that show and allowed themselves to be degraded like that, that's just like so deep to me. Like, and it was such a public forum. Like, I'm telling you guys, he had 1 million viewers and the people would just, it would be full of like 24,000 people in the live watching this black woman get told that she was fat, useless, was never going to be anything, that she was leftovers and was going to die alone, and that's all she deserved. Like, he would say that throughout his lives, like constantly, the one after another lady, one after another lady. And it was just a crazy situation. So then the other part of the story is that the Jamal Bryant, Giselle Bryant's ex-husband from Real Housewives of Potomac, one of the Green-Eyed Bandits. Yes, her. You might know him as Pastor Holy Whore from his times in the streets, when in the streets of his, from those times in the streets and in those streets of the congregation where he supposedly made side babies and stuff while Giselle was the first lady of the church, allegedly. So anyway, he had a lot to say after Kevin Samuels died. Like, the guy died on a Friday, and that Sunday in church, Kevin Samuels is up saying, how can you say that you're a man of value when you died in a rented apartment? How can you say that you have authority to call any woman a low value and leftovers when you yourself needed a GoFundMe for your funeral? Ladies, stand up. Ladies, stand up. And ladies turn to each other and say, I don't hate men. I just hate weak men. I just hate weak-minded men. Yes, that's what Pastor Jamal Bryant said last Sunday. So then the millions of people that love Kevin Samuels got mad at Jamal Bryant. Not mad at Kevin Samuels for saying horrible things to people that look just like their mothers, sisters, aunts, grandmas, cousins, and everything. Not for that. They end up, yeah, it's just a wild freaking story, and I can't. So this Sunday, today, Jamal Bryant did a very public apology at the church. Let me see if I can find it. Let's say Jamal Bryant.
You are being punished because of what you lost. You don't even understand how I took you to make room for something better. That's on the way. I don't know how many of you know.
Here it is.
Our children, and I want to express them aloud for just one moment. The sound of your offense, hear this, the sound of your offense should be the same volume of your apology. Sound of your offense should be of the same volume of your apology. And so if you did something wrong out loud, then don't apologize to me with a whisper. I can't hear anybody in here. I want to take just one moment. I want to take a moment. Last week, while we were in worship, I made a reference to now deceased public critic and public intellectual about relationships, Brother Samuels. As a consequence, later information came forth that what it is that I said was incorrect. This place is a place of truth. Everything that I say from this place must be a place of truth as it represents the gospel of God. I don't care whether you are a pastor, a bishop, or a postman. When you are wrong, you have to own when you are wrong. And so not in a quiet place, but from the same pulpit in which I said it, I wanted to address it. Everybody wants to be an adult until it's time to apologize. I am a full-grown adult, and I take full accountability of everything that I say and everything that I do. So I want to take a moment and apologize to the Samuels family. I wanted to apologize to the larger community. I wanted to apologize to my noble brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Hear this, because an apology is only messed up if you match it with an excuse. Apologies do not come with an excuse. An apology comes with ownership. And I want to make a very clear lesson and indication: when people hold you accountable, that does not make them a hater. When people hold you accountable, that means they have expectation for what it is that you ought to be doing and how you ought to function and how you ought to flow. This week, I got
totally, Aaron
that want to
D.
help me be accountable. And I want to thank them for helping me to be a better person. I'm so thankful that God ain't finished with me yet. I don't do everything that I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to do it. But repentance means there is a change of behavior. So as a consequence, I want to say to you, watch me grow, watch me do better, and watch me represent the body of Christ at a much higher level than what I've done before. If I've let you down, it was never my intention. If I dishonored you, never my intention. You felt disrespected, never my intention. My intention every time I stand is for God to be glorified and for the people to be equipped. Now, let's go do the work of Jesus Christ and do what it is that God has called it.
So that was his apology, you guys. And I liked it, and I'm here for it. And like Aaron D says, glad he addressed it. That takes a really strong person. I respect that. Exactly. Got to give respect where respect is due. I agree with you. Who's that? Let's see. Here, I'm going to play for you what he actually said.
5 years old, and you're unmarried. You are a leftover woman. A leftover woman. You are what is left. Men know that there's something likely wrong with you. How can a man say that you are of low value after 35? How can a man say that you do not have the level of traction of a high-powered man when that man has got to get a GoFundMe for his funeral? Y'all ain't saying nothing to me.
So that first voice you heard was the Kevin Samuels. It was a clip from his YouTube channel, and that's what he would say to the ladies. And a lot of people agreed with it, like I said, and called in for it. And a lot of men subscribed to the idea that women needed to present themselves in a way that Kevin Samuels said. And yeah, I don't know. I was actually, you guys, I'm telling myself, when I saw Jamal Bryant's response to Kevin Samuels, I was here for it. I was here for it. I was here for a black man saying to another black man, even in death, that was disrespectful what you did. Now, two disrespects don't make a good don't make it right. I understand that. And I was glad that he was addressing the women directly, but I guess he didn't have to even mention the guy. And yeah, he didn't have to. There was a whole other way he could have handled it. But I was definitely here for the mess in that moment. I was like, ooh, no, he didn't, y'all. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. So let's see what else is going on. That's pretty much, and obviously that bang bang that happened yesterday, that's just crazy, right? Like, crazy awesome. It's crazy that it freaking even happened. Like, and then did you see how they handled him with kid gloves? They may as well have taken him out for Burger King after. The way they gently handled him, the way none of them were scared of him, even though he had just offed 10 grandmas. Nobody was scared of him. None of those trained officers that usually see so many little black kids as threats, none of them, not one of them, felt like he was a threat, even with that AR cap in his hand. Right after he banged all the people, all those grandmas. He had a manifesto. Over 100 pages, I heard. That's crazy. He had went there the day before and kicked it for like an hour in front of the store, watching the people go in and out. So he knew exactly who he was going to get. It's disgusting. So freaking, living a life in this melanated skin, it's weird, but yeah, this whole year, Aaron D says, so crazy, my heart is still broken. Yeah, of course, of course. All those grandmas didn't get to cook Sunday dinner today. That's what they were at the store for, They were at the stores to get the food, to prepare for that good old soul food Sunday dinner. Matriarchs of the family, with all the information still to be disseminated amongst the younger generations, just snuffed out because the guy watched too much pow games, and his parents, or I don't know who his influence was specifically, but at that age, I would reckon it was an in-home influence, maybe more than an out-of-home influence. If we find out that that was his parents' AR, there should be charges on the parents too, because I'm okay. It's just so heavy. It's just so heavy, it's just really, the world is a crazy place. Crazy. Anyway, all those families, God bless all those families and heal them. Get your life insurance, you guys. I just passed my life insurance test, and I'm not even saying it just because I just passed. And if you're in California, I can service you. But I'm saying it because if something unexpected did happen, at least your family would have a little breathing room to be able to, think about what's next, especially these days with rents being like 6 times as high as they were, and you have to make 3 times the rent to move in. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. So you want that mortgage protected, your income protected. There's all kind of insurances available that you can get so that you can create a 5-year cushion for your family. There's the kind of insurance where you can have it that if something happens to you, then your mortgage is paid off so that nobody has to worry about moving. The only thing they'll have to come up with yearly is obviously the property tax, right? Yes. Prayers for everyone. This is, yes, it's been affected in any ways, yes. Because while none of us get out alive, that's understood. Nobody deserves to just be going to the store to get the preparations for Sunday dinner and be mowed down heartlessly without remorse because the color of your skin made this country so freaking awesome for somebody to feel so entitled that they could walk in a store and mow you down because they mad. They mad at nothing. They're mad that they're so ignorant that this is what they believe. Anyway, so yeah, there's all kind of insurances available for people that if something was to happen to you, then you could at least make sure that your families are well cared for. And don't forget that when the people get their lump sum insurance payments, they're tax-free. It's tax-free money being left to your loved ones. That's a tax-free $100,000 payout. Could you imagine what you could do with a tax-free $100,000 payout? Especially since they're asking for all these PPP loans and stuff and whatnot back and all that stuff. But yeah, check it out. Check it out in your area. We need to start thinking like that. Transfers of generational wealth happen because of freaking life insurance policies. And then there's even in policies like those AFLAC policies, those style where they pay you if you get in the hospital or something happens to you. Yeah. So that if you end up in ER, it can pay you $500 a day for up to 365 days. There's all different kind of wonderful insurances. That one is only like, what, $16 a month or something. Anyway. So that was my recap of Larger Curves recaps, Love and Marriage DC and Love and Marriage Huntsville in reverse. And then we talked about none other than Kevin Samuels and the Jamal Bryant situation. And I guess I'll save this other stuff for another day because you guys have been so awesome with me on here for what? An hour and 43 minutes already. Yeah. Are you guys going to be watching? Prosperity Thick Girl 40. No way. I might have to stay on for another half hour if Prosperity's here. OMG, if she just got here, she might have some thoughts or whatnot. She might have some thoughts. Prosperity Thick Girl 40's in the house. No, I didn't drop a link yet. No, I don't. I usually here pasting. And then Aaron D says, thank you for the recap. You're so good. Oh my God. Thank you, Aaron D. I appreciate that feedback because, the psychic told me, just do it for one. Just do it for one. So I appreciate that feedback. Prosperity says, what's up, sis? You didn't drop the link. Why, yes, I did. There it are. And we already did the little play things.
Baby, I can't answer that for you.
So if you know something, why wouldn't you come to me and say something to me?
Because you don't believe I say anyway, so figure it out on your own.
If Marcel was doing anything sneaky, I would still be with Marcel?
I don't think you know.
So did you personally take some champagne for her?
Now tell the truth.
What happens if I did?
I need you to answer the question, sir.
How are you? OMG. How are you, Prosperity Thick Girl 40s?
Hey, baby.
How are you?
How my sis doing?
Oh, you guys be sure you check out Prosperity Thick Girl 40 at Cups by Thick Girl on Instagram. And she has these lovely cups like her avatar is. She does those. She did my cups.
Yes, go check out Nola Reed. She just showed. I did 2 glasses for her birthday. She just showed them. Go check them out.
Oh yes, definitely, definitely. How are you today? Did you watch the Love and Marriages?
I watched the regular one. I didn't watch My City yet, but I'm gonna watch it tonight.
It was so good. Okay, so what were your thoughts on the regular one?
Sis, I love you. We've been missing each other, even though we talked the other day, but we haven't been on in a long time.
Me too, right?
Let's get our stuff out the way because we love each other here.
We do. It's all love over here with Larger Curves and Prosperity Thick Girl 40.
Unto popular belief, we can disagree and still love each other all the time.
Yeah, that's what
makes us fun.
Exactly. That's what life is. You can't have all sugar and no sweet.
Exactly. But people don't think like that.
You can't have all sugar and no sour.
But people don't think like that. They think if you fuss, you gotta be ready to fight. Like these heifers did on this show last night. It was too much.
That was a lot, huh? That was a lot. People are in their emotions.
My pressure was up. Like y'all got my pressure up. Why is my pressure up watching TV? This is not what we supposed to feel when we watch TV. Like we should not be seeing grown people ready to take each other's head off. Especially if y'all know y'all not gonna do nothing. Like, why embarrass yourself on national TV? Why tarnish your brand on national TV knowing you ain't gonna stop a grape in a fruit fight? Like y'all did all of that and it made y'all look bad and nothing happened.
Right.
What was it for? Don't y'all think we got enough stigmas against us as Black women? Stop giving them more.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you dropped in because I was thinking the same thing. I subscribed to the same thought. I'm like, there's enough horrible productions of us without us having all this opportunity for an awesome Black experience and then having to resort to stereotypes, really angry Black women who can't even communicate effectively without popping off. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Then they talk about, and you know I'm not a Destiny fan at all, no more. But you cannot keep calling Destiny aggressive when every damn body in that room except for Tiffany was a little aggressive at one point in time on this episode. Even Kimmy had to get a little aggressive when she had to stand up and let them know with last episode, but it was still the same party. So we can't just say Destiny is aggressive when everybody was ready, when chairs was almost flying. Like that's what we're not gonna do. Right is right, wrong is wrong. You know, I'll play that favorite. I'm not no mellow meter. I can go with her and I can go with the others when they need to be gone with too. But yeah, that was too much. We are Black women and all of them are successful Black women. Like we should not be in a room of successful Black women ready to take each other's head off.
Right. And then for them to be, because actually
I'm about to hit my phone up. I'm about to hit my.
Oh, is that your phone? Oh, sorry, girl. It looks like she had to drop out. But I was saying on what she said earlier, I agreed with that statement that them calling Destiny specifically aggressive so many times when her behavior is on par with all of their behavior. So how is Destiny the one that gets labeled aggro constantly? And it's for the same behavior that she does. I don't like the way they use the word aggressive. Yeah, exactly, Aaron D. It's not very good because today it's destiny being called that. But what everybody sees is that for all of them. I'm a white woman, but I don't like when these shows try to drag one woman out when everyone is doing it. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's like they're all sitting there yelling. She just called her a bitch. She calls you a bitch back, and now it's a problem. And everybody also thinks that it's a problem that you said it back. It's so weird. It's not. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't freaking make me feel like they understand the ramifications of that stereotype, specifically in a Black community, because since we are automatically projected and seen as aggressive, harmful, dangerous, when the pop-offs happen from when unarmed Black people get shot, it's because supposedly the other person was in fear, but that fear is stoked by stereotypes, harmful stereotypes of false danger from every melanated person that you see. So specifically, these Black women acting like Black women talking loudly to one another in a room is very damaging, and they should not be dragging one woman at all. Not at all. Exactly, Aaron D. Yes. Because it's not conducive to the climate these days. Let's just say that. It's not conducive to the climate these days. And I don't know that prosperity is going to drop back in, but you know what? It is 6:12. I got to go make dinner for these boys. We're coming up on 2 hours. Aaron D., a special shout out to you, darling, because you hung in there with me all night long. That's right. All night long. All night long. Yeah. All night long. All right. You're welcome, Aaron D. Thank you. And for everybody else in the recap, and if you happen to still be in the house, make sure you smash that like button and smash the subscribe button on your way out. Hit that bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video over here on Larger Curves. I appreciate each and every one of you, beautiful curvies. Thanks for being part of my beautiful curvy community. And you be sure and love your curves too, because flat is boring. Okay. Thanks for hanging in here for my Love and Marriage DC and my Love and Marriage in Reverse, my Love and Marriage Huntsville in Reverse recaps, and for a Little Hot Topics, and for being interactive with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Prosperity Thick Girl 40. I might come back later, catch it in the recap, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.